Hello everyone and welcome in this second video. In this video we're gonna go hands-on doing basic configuration. Now in the first video, if you didn't see it, it was just basically an introduction about myself and about Cisco Packet Tracer as well, but we also discussed the modes, the user mode, the privilege mode. If you didn't see it, you can check it out if you want. Now for this video, as I said, we're gonna go hands-on doing basic configuration, entering commands in the CLI. So we're gonna choose a router. You go to this icon, click on routers. Over here, it shows you these options. You have a lot to choose from. Basically, we're gonna work with this one, the BT router. You just drag it over here, and you're all set. We have a lot to choose from, but why do we choose BT router? Because it comes equipped with interface cards, network interface cards, of course. For some, not every router, but for some, you have to manually install them, which is, you're gonna waste a lot of time doing that, especially if you're gonna have in a topology 3, 4, 5, 6 routers or more. That's just gonna be, that's gonna be stupid. So but to be completely honest, this router doesn't support all the features. So later on, and once you start advancing in networking and things like that, when you're going to reach, for example, VoIP, voice over IP, this router doesn't support it. Have to use the 2800. Anyway, enough talking. Let's start configuring. You go to the CLI, one click on the router, go to the command line interface or the CLI, and it shows you when the first time you enter the router and the CLI, it says, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? Of course we're gonna type no, because it's a stupid dumb dialog that just, we're not that stupid to start doing configuration with a dialog and type yes, no, enter this, enter that. No, we're a little bit smarter than that. So we are in the user mode. We go to the privilege mode. We type en or enable if you want, doesn't matter. Conf T to enter the global configuration mode, and here we can start doing actual configuration. So the first thing, we're going to start with changing the name. Now this is a host and we have to change the name of it. So the logic of the command is very simple. Host name, and you can change it to whatever you want. You can change it, for example, to your favorite country, which is, for example, mine is Belgium. Enter, and there you go, boom. Very simple. A lot of people, why did I say very simple? Because a lot of people that I personally know, they get scared of the command line interface. They think of the matrix or whatever, and they think it's very difficult. No, it's not. You just have, for a lot of times, just to understand the logic of the command. Okay, the second command that we're gonna cover, which is the banner. Now, what's the purpose of the banner? And from the name, again, from the logic, a banner is just a message. You can find a banner, for example, in front of a restaurant that says a message, or in whatever. So the purpose of this banner is just to display a message. That's as simple as it is. And in companies, and especially largest companies or whatever, you'll find that banner says login for authorized people only, in case of someone tried to hack or whatever and they capture his or she's IP address or whatever, they can prosecute him and they can say that this router or this it says as login for authorized people only, so they can use that against him. Anyway, we're not going to go into this crap, but yeah, the command for that is banner, MOTD, with this is an acronym. It stands for message of the day. Apparently it's a very old thing, Linux thing or something, I do not remember. And you can just put your message, but in order for the iOS, the Cisco's iOS or this router's iOS to know your message, when does it start and when does it end, you should put a kind of a symbol. So you could use whatever, we're just going to use like a $sign. So you put a $sign, space, and you type whatever you want. Let's just say, for example, login for uh, authorize people. Jeez, people only, and you finish it again, as I said, with a $sign. Now let's check. Let's check if it worked. So I can type exit and exit again, but you can just press Control Z and it just does it for you. So again, as you can see here, login for authorized people only. That's the banner. Now when someone wants to log in, either log in with in a physical lab or log in via SSH or whatever telnet, we're gonna cover those. But yeah, this message, you can write whatever you want, as you saw. So here we just wrote login for authorized people only. So anyway, now let's cover something very important and a lot of you gonna like, which is the security. So we need to secure our router. Now as you see me going from the user mode to the privilege mode to global configuration mode, which is over here, it didn't ask me any password, which means anyone can do that. Anyone that has access to the lab, not lab, I'm sorry. Well, if you have a physical lab or if you have a real router, whatever, anyone can access it. We need to secure that as a future network engineers, future network admins. We need to secure that. So we need a password. Now there's two types of password. There's the first one which you type enable password, and you type whatever password you want, for example cisco. And there is a second one. Now what's the problem with this one? First of all, it's weak. It does not get encrypted. That's the main thing you should remember. Enable password cisco. When you put this command, enable password, yes, of course it's gonna partially secure your router. When someone wants to log in, we have time. Why am I still talking? Let's try it. Enable password cisco. Let's exit and let's go to the privilege mode, and it asks me. I'm just gonna type cisco. But the problem is when I do show running config, as you can see here in the configuration file, enable password cisco, it doesn't encrypt. You can see the password, which is not good. It's not a good security feature. So Cisco thought of it, and there's another option which everyone uses. The first one no one uses, let's just be clear. So we do conft, and let's delete that first one. Let's just put no. If we wanted to delete a command, this is the logic again. What was the command first? It was enable password, and we've typed whatever password we've typed. If we wanted to remove it, we just type simply no enable password, and there you go. Now if we wanted to make sure, we just go to our config. If we wanted to see the configuration of the router, you type show running config. And again, I'm gonna keep repeating this. I don't know why, but it's very important thing to capture. You should understand the logic of the command. One of the reasons to kind of memorize is just to understand the logic. It basically just tells you, you tell the router, you give it a command, show me the running config, the configuration that you're running right now, show it to me. I'm the admin, I want to see it. That's basically what it means. Enter, and you can see here, before we had the password in plain text. Now we have nothing. Now let's do the good one, the secure one. So conft, and we type enable again, sorry, but this time we don't type password, we type secret. And we type again Cisco, for example. It's not ideal, it's not secure, it's stupid to type a name like that. You should type, for example, Cisco 123 at whatever. It doesn't, some symbols or something like that. It should be a mix, capital letters, small. Anyway, get the idea. But just to sake for this video, and to make it easier, we're just gonna type enable secret Cisco. and just gonna type exit, and this time I'm gonna do show running config just to see the configuration that's running right now. And you guys can see, look, enable secret. Look, what's this stuff? Five $1 MER capital R small r $. That's encryption. I believe it's encrypted with hash, the MD5 hash. I think so. I'm not sure, but yeah, no one can. Of course, there's some methods to crack this, but you can't tell this. You can't tell what's this. Basically for normal people, it's not like the other one when you had here Cisco. So again, let's try it. Let me exit and type enable. It gives me a password, Cisco, and I'm in. Hope you guys got the idea. Now, one of the most important thing that we're gonna cover is the IP address. We need to give this router an IP address, so it could be active, and if we wanted to manage it, whatever, a network equipment should have an IP address. If we just put the mouse over this, I can see fast Ethernet 0/0, fast Ethernet 1/0. We have the serial ports, which are for WAN connections or to link one router with another one. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Of course, you guys should know what an IP address. You should know what's a subnet mask. You should know how to convert a binary to decimal and the other way around. If you do not know that, go and learn subnetting and learn, because you're not gonna understand what I'm talking about if before going hands-on, like doing what are we doing now, like doing configuration. You guys should learn the basics first. Now, of course, I'm addressing the people who don't know the basics. So the command is to go first of all to interface. Now it depends, you can choose whatever you want, but if you have a task, for example, you're a student, you have a task, it says configure the interface F fast Ethernet 0/0. We have it there, so we're gonna configure it. Interface, you can type interface, but I just prefer to type ENT. It's quicker, and most people I know, experts that I see and that I know, they don't type interface because it just doesn't make any sense. And in order, you can type fast Ethernet, but again, why would you do that when you can type F0/0? And there you go, you are in interface configuration mode. If you want to give it an IP address, you type IP ADD, or you can type address. You can give it the address. For example, we're gonna use 192.168.1.1. Of course, use .1 because this stupid. Forget about this. Sorry about notifications. .1.1. Why did I didn't use .0? Because that's gonna be the network ID. Again, if you don't know what's a network ID, go and see subnetting. Now for the subnet mask, I'm gonna use /24, which means 3.255.0, which means 355.255.255.0. Now I'm gonna hit enter, and there you go. If we check the configuration now, as you can see, the IP address there it is, 192.168.1.1/24. But as you can see, the link is down, which is the thing that I mentioned before. The interface is down, is by default down. So in order to activate the interface, we put simply no shutdown, and you can see interface fast Ethernet 0/0 changed state to up. And we can, for example, exit and just again to see, and you can see the link is up. Now let's just make our topology a little bit bigger. Let's add a switch. Let's, for example, add a PT switch just to do a little bit of cabling, and let's add an end device, a PC. Let's add another one, doesn't matter. Now for the cabling, from a router to a switch, we use a copper straight through, or UTP cable if you want. Now, do you remember the interface that we configured? F0/0, so we're gonna use it. We're gonna, again, this switch doesn't have a lot of ports. We can use another one, or you can manually insert them. So we're gonna go to F0/1, and again, fast Ethernet 1/1 with fast Ethernet 2/1. Just to tell you guys, this switch doesn't have a lot of interfaces. Most switches, they'll have like 24 ports, not interfaces, sorry, ports 24 or 48. So yeah, this one doesn't have. We should, next time we'll choose another one. You can see here the link is up and it's green. If, for example, if we didn't activate our interface, just gonna go back and show you what it's gonna be like. Int F0/0 shutdown, and it's gonna be like that, red. So remember, no shutdown is a very important command, and as you can see, it's going green. Now, one thing I didn't cover, which is a very important thing, is saving your configuration. Now, this configuration is active, but if you restarted your network equipment, if you restarted your browser, or whatever, something happened, you lost power and it rebooted, you're gonna lose everything. Why? Because again, when you do show running config, this configuration, it's the one that's running right now. As you can see here, the IP address, the enable secret, the host name, all this configuration, it's the configuration that's running right now. So in order to do that, in order to save our configuration, there is the famous one, which is copy running config startup config. Now you basically copy the running configuration that you're running right now into the startup configuration. This file, this startup config, it's I believe it's stored in the NVRAM. So this one that saves the config. So when you do this command, destination file name, startup config, yes, and building configuration, okay, now you've saved it. Now if you rebooted your router, you're still gonna have the same config. Or you can do the easiest one, which is WR. You can only do this WR in privilege mode. If you're, for example, in global configuration mode, you do WR. WR is not gonna work. Only WR. You should do WR, which means basically do right. WR means right. Now, I don't want to make the video very long. It gets kind of boring. I know. Trust me. So the last thing we're gonna config is the VTY line. Now, what's that VTY for? It's to manage our network device in a distance. For example, you could be whatever. With Corona times now, you have your router, for example, in the company, and let's say for safety measures and things like that, you're a network engineer and you're working from home and you want to configure and manage your router. You need to access it from your home, so you need some configuration for that. Now, of course, we have a LAN, what we call here a local area network. No, we're not at that level to do that advanced configuration. So we're just gonna work here on a LAN. Let's just say, for example, you have the router here in a very far away room, and this is your laptop, and you want to access the router from your laptop or your PC in this case. So you need to configure this VTY line. So in order to do that, global configuration mode. Yeah, this is a message. This is an error when you sometimes mistype, and it takes a lot of time. So if you want to do that, you just click on this one, like forwards the time. Just click on it a couple of times, and I think, yeah, we're set. So conf t and line vty 0/04. Now, what does that mean? 04. It means the sessions you have from 0 to 4, which there are 5 numbers: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can have at the same time simultaneously 5 sessions active. 5 people, for example, let's just say 5 network engineers can at the same time access this VGY line and manage the device. So enter, and the first thing you type is login. Sorry. And of course, yeah, I forgot. You need to first of all set a password. So in order to do that, very simple. Password, and for example, type Cisco 1. Why not? You can type whatever you want, and then you type login. That was very simple, right? Exit. There is more to that. Of course, we're just configuring again the basic things. So we've configured our VGY line. Let's just do show running config. As you can see here, line VGY 04, password Cisco 1. Before we're gonna try it, there is one thing. If we have a lot of password sets for a lot of things, and a lot of them are for plain text passwords, and we wanted to encrypt them, we have this option called service password encryption, and you just type it and it encrypts all your password. Okay, so that's a very useful command to know. Again, service password encryption. Again, as you can see here, before was password Cisco 1, but look, it's just a lot of numbers. It's not the best encryption in the world, but again, it's better than nothing. So let's try to access this this router. So we're gonna go to our PC over here. First, we need to do some initial IP configuration. We are using in this router, we gave it 192.168.1.1. Now this one, just gonna give it .2. 192.168.1.2. The subnet mask is /24, which is this one. The default gateway, again, if you don't know what's this, go review the basics. 192.168.1.1. DNS server, we don't have that, so yeah. Sorry, we need to get back to. So now that we've configured the IP, we're gonna try to access this router to manage the router. So in order to do that, we type the command telnet, and we type the IP address of the router. The address that we gave it was 192.168.1.1. Let's verify. Okay, you can see 192.168.1.1. So enter, and as you can see, user access verification. I believe the password that we typed was Cisco 1. Of course, it doesn't show anything, and there you go. It gave me the name of the router, which what we named before, Belgium. We're gonna type enable. It gives me the password to access the privileged mode, and damn, I don't even remember. I believe it was Cisco. Yeah, it was. So now I can go to global configuration mode, and I can start configuration and managing my device from the PC. The PC is connected to a switch, and I can do the same thing for this PC. So yeah, as you can see, guys. So I'm just gonna what is it? Yeah, exit, and exit again. As you can see, connection closed by a foreign host. Last thing I'm gonna cover in this video is how to create usernames. I'm sorry, not usernames. In order to do that, and these users you can, it's very helpful when you have, for example, a lot of admins in a company. There's several admins, each one you give them a username and a password, and it's, as I said, username, you just type username, and for example, let's just say my name, Holly, and I give it a password. Or the second best thing, secret, as we said before. Password, it put it in plain text. Secret, it's encrypted. um Secret, I don't know what the hell to type, what kind of password. I just, I don't know why am I always typing Cisco, but 123, so I've created a username now. Created the user, I'm sorry, with the username, this one, and of course you can create several and multiple users. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Believe in the next video we're gonna go to routing. We're gonna cover static routing, using the two methods, either the next hop or the what's the other one called, the exit interface. So yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long, and sorry if I stuttered or something like that. I'm not used to doing videos. I'm just trying to share my, well, not my knowledge, but just the a little bit of my knowledge that I have and the things that I'm learning. Please keep in mind I'm not an expert. I'm still just a student, so I'm just sharing what I'm learning. So I hope you guys have a good day and stay safe and take care. Thank you.